Yeah, so first question. What was it like being a multi-sport athlete in high school? What made you choose hockey?
Yeah, I played a lot of sports growing up. Played soccer, lacrosse, I figure skated, obviously played hockey, and I grew up in a family that was very big into hockey. I had two older brothers playing, and I just kind of really took a liking to hockey. I started skating at 2.5, and at like 5, 6 when I first started playing, I fell in love with it, and soccer and hockey were kind of my two prominent sports really through high school, and was getting some looks in college in both sports, and hockey just was something that I knew I wanted to do long term, and had some success with some opportunities with the national team. So I kind of just wanted to pursue hockey. I just loved it a little bit more than soccer, so that's how I chose hockey.
Okay. What do you think has contributed to your team's success last season?
Yeah, last season we had a ton of success. I mean, we had a great group off the ice and on the ice. I think we had a lot of the pieces to the puzzle that make a successful team, because we had good competitiveness and hard work. We definitely had some very skilled hockey players, but we all bought into kind of the one mission of wanting to win a championship, and we were able to kind of take that off-ice mentality of really building a really good team culture and putting it on the ice with some good on-ice performances.
Okay, what did it mean for you to win Defender of the Year last year?
It was certainly an honor. I've been in the league since the beginning of it all, so I definitely have seen other players kind of come through, and there's been some amazing defensemen to play with and against in the league. So it certainly was a nice honor, and so I was kind of just thankful and honored to even be classified in the defensemen that have been in this league through the time of history and now currently playing as well.
Okay. What do you think contributes to your success as a player?
I was sure you were gonna. Oh, you're on mic?
I think skating and kind of just the intangibles of moving the puck quickly. I really pride myself on making really good first passes, and kind of picking and choosing when to try and be offensive. I would say kind of utilizing my shot and my skating are kind of my two biggest assets that I try to use as a player in every single game.
Okay.
How is bubble life treating you? Has it made you any closer with your teammates?
Bubble life is interesting. There's a lot of protocols. We all have rooms by ourselves. We're, having to wear masks anytime that we're interacting with our teammates, and it's a very strict protocol. We're getting tested and around the rink as well. So not a ton of the camaraderie that you usually would get in a non-COVID world, where you'd be able to hang out with your teammates in your room and do all these kinds of things. So, you pick and choose and find your areas where you can. I think the way the bubble has been set up with our locker rooms and kind of our meals and stuff, we're kind of making the best of it all. But it's definitely challenging, not to be able to spend all that time with your teammates that you would normally get in a regular road trip. So it's different, but we're trying to make it work, and it's just more important that everyone stays safe and healthy right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely important. How does it feel to be a pioneer of such a wonderful league and to inspire young girls to play hockey?
It's so important. I grew up, when I grew up playing, the way to really measure kind of your, goals and individual, attaining your individual goals is, the desire to play for an Olympic team, or, desire to go to a Division I college. And those were kind of the two biggest things when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that now that there's an opportunity for girls to grow up and have a place to play beyond college and try to play at a professional level is pretty cool. It's awesome. And I think, that's what motivates me to keep playing, is that continue to just grow this sport, and so that when they're, flipping on Twitch or NBC Sports for those semifinal games where we're here in the bubble, for them to just be able to see that that's a reality for them, and that they could, play for the Boston Pride one day, or they could, try, they can, try and play at the pro level is something that just like motivates you to keep playing and open up those doors, break down the barriers, so that younger girls have the opportunity in the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What would your message be to girls who are afraid to play hockey because they would be judged?
Try it. Just give it a try. Hockey is, if you've never skated before on ice, so you're intimidated by, all the equipment and everything that else comes with it, I would just say give it a try. It's, it's a sport that there's, it's fast-paced. It's, you get to be in a team environment. You get to be on the ice, which is really cool. It's a very unique and different sport than, like I said, I played lacrosse and soccer and absolutely love those sports too, but there's just something about hockey that makes it so unique and different, and I think the people that play the sport too, it really makes you feel like a part of a family, and I would say if anyone's, afraid to play or thinks they're going to be judged, I mean, if you want to try it, go for it, because you'll probably fall in love with it. Who cares what anyone else thinks? If you love it and you enjoy it, you should be doing it.
Yeah, that is definitely important. This one's a question that I just put there today. So, do you like the start of your season so far? What do you think you're doing well, and what do you think you can improve on?
Yeah, it's the start to this bubble. It's very quick, short season. Your round robin playoffs, your round robin games. Before your playoffs are. You're only playing 6 hockey games at first, so you're only playing every team once. We're 1 and 2 right now, so not the best start that you want. You want to win every hockey game, but I think we're learning a lot right now. We have a new group, and we're just trying to build that chemistry and kind of go through some adversity right now. We have some different moving parts that we need to sharpen up on. That sometimes you can't control maybe bounces not going your way, but you can certainly control kind of effort that we're putting forth. And I think there's a lot of stuff that we learned in the 2 games that we lost. So we need to make changes moving forward if we want to have a chance to win this World Cup.
Right. Okay. So, as we said earlier, the first league of this was in 2015-2016. So, what did it mean to you to win this second ever NWHL championship?
It would be, I can't really put into words how much it would mean to me. The amount of history that has, been building in the last, 5 seasons up until kind of the 6th season, just to kind of know the meaning behind the championship. Having your name on that cup. When the NHL started years ago, some of those guys that first won the cup, I mean, look at the amount of players that have won it since, and teams that have won it since. So, it's meaningful that, we want to win. We want to compete. I'm a very competitive person. And, I think Boston, our team, is due for it. It'd be very, very meaningful to be a part of having our team, be one of those names on the Isabel Cup.
Okay. Who inspired you to play hockey?
Yeah, that's a great question. Really came from, like I said, I have 2 older brothers that were playing. My oldest brother's 5 years older than me, and we have a brother in between us who also played, and they are really my biggest models for reason for playing. And my parents have been massive supporters, have given us every opportunity to allow us to play hockey. So I would say really my biggest role models growing up and got me into hockey were my brothers, but my parents have definitely been an integral part in giving me every opportunity to from when I was younger, to buying me sticks, to giving us the resources for training off ice and on ice and skill sessions, and they have been a massive part in giving me the opportunity to play the sport I love, and still to this day, massive supporters. Called my brother last night after a game, talked to him for about an hour, kind of going through the game. He's like, do you want to go over film and go through video? And, it's awesome to have the support, from people that, my brothers that have been a reason why I started playing hockey, so.
Yeah, it's great to have a family that is supportive of you, and that is so awesome. So, what players, either NHL, like Olympic players, any of those players, do you model your style after?
Yeah, I've really been watching a lot of the mobile kind of offensive but strong defensive D-man. So I really love the way Kale McCarr plays. I really love the way Brent Burns plays. Someone with a really big shot. Really love the way Erik Karlsson plays as well. That guy can really pass the puck and skate. So there's some of those defensemen that are currently playing that I certainly try and model my style after. But I've also been a long-time Detroit Red Wings fan since I was like a really young kid. So a guy like Nick Lidstrom, who I've seen for years, he was current. Obviously he's been retired for some time, but when I was growing up, that's a guy that I idolized and wanted to always be a defenseman like that. So kind of pick and choose parts of different players that are currently playing and retired now, and kind of have a mishmash of all of their different styles into one.
Right. So, obviously hockey is a big part of your life and what you do. But what do you like to do besides hockey? Oh.
Yeah, that's a great question. In my downtime, I'm an outdoors person. I love to be outdoors. I grew up in Vancouver, which is a very nature outdoorsy area. So I love to go for hikes, walks, runs. I have a dog, so I spend a lot of my free time with my dog. He's a Cocker Spaniel, a 30-pound dog, but I love him. He's crazy. I like to watch sports. I love all different sports, so I spend a lot of time watching football and soccer, baseball. All the New England sports for sure. Pats and Red Sox fan, and not so much a basketball fan, but I will watch the Celtics if they're playing well. I just in my free time, I really like to be outdoors and spend time with friends. This year has been very much a struggle with COVID. Not allowing to do those types of things, but in an ideal world, those are kind of things I like to do.
Okay, one last question. So you got 23 points in 24 games last season and already have 3 assists in 3 games this season. What is the key to being so consistent and getting so many points in that many games?
Really simplicity. I think you try not to think about that stuff. As a defenseman, you really need to focus on defense first. So I try to just focus on a good first pass and moving the puck quickly and transitioning the puck quickly. So it's kind of the small little things that I think as a defenseman you really got to think about. And if you can move the puck up to your forwards and they execute, then that's awesome. You can kind of be a part of being able to contribute to that kind of success. But I really just try to focus on transitioning the puck quickly, moving it up to the forwards quickly, and I think when I can move the puck fast and not try and force things, that's usually when kind of those good bounces go your way, and you can kind of contribute on the score sheet. But at the end of the day, you just want to. I'm a defenseman. I want to focus on keeping the puck out of our net, so that's really my main focus.
Okay.
So Kaleigh and the Boston Pride play at 5:30 p.m. tonight. You can watch on Twitch. And thank you so much for joining our show.